The Pyramid of Cestius was built in the 1st century BC, sometime between 20 and 12 BC. Gaius Cestius Epulo performed two official functions. He was a praetor, a civil official, which means that he administered civil law and presided over the courts. More prestigious, however, was his second function as septemvir, a member of a religious commission responsible for preparing and supervising religious feasts and banquets. It must have been a very lucrative position considering the spectacular tomb he left behind. The site of the pyramid's square base measures 100 Roman feet, so it's 29.6 meters, and the height of the pyramid reaches 37 meters. It's actually huge. In the photos, the pyramid seemed to be much smaller. But why a pyramid, such an extravagant form? During Cestius' lifetime, Egypt was trendy, especially among nobility. It was the time when Octavian Augustus defeated Mark Antony and Cleopatra, and Egypt became a province of the Roman Empire. That's when Rome was being adorned with ancient obelisks, sculptures portraying sphinxes, and a variety of smaller pieces of art were embellishing the gardens and houses of the most affluent ones. So clearly, the funerary monument of Cestius was modeled on the Egyptian burial structures, but it's been still undetermined where exactly did the influence come from. According to scholars, its size and steep shape excludes the Old Kingdom pyramids in Giza. Norman Neuerberg, an American scholar, stated that the Pyramid of Cestius was inspired by the New Kingdom private Theban tombs, which were topped by small pyramids. I showed you them in my episode from Deir el-Medina, link below in the description. The most popular theory, however, is that the Pyramid of Cestius was modeled on the Nubian pyramids in the ancient Kushite kingdom, called Meroe by the Romans, as almost right after the conquest of Egypt, the army of Octavian Augustus headed south and reached the Napata region, where the pyramids stand. Even if Cestius didn't take part in the campaign, he might have heard about them or seen their image, as during his lifetime, General Petronius, who seized the city of Napata, sent to Rome thousands of prisoners and war trophies. It's also possible that the pyramid was inspired by an inaccurate image of Giza pyramids, as up until the beginning of the 19th century, when the series of publications called The Description of Egypt faithfully recorded Egyptian monuments, most of the artworks found in Europe were displaying their artistic interpretations rather than their true image. The pyramid naturally features characteristics typical for Roman architecture. Let's start with the material. Under the pyramid's smooth marble cladding, a distinctive feature of the Old Kingdom funerary structures, there's a layer of brick, and the core is made of concrete. The burial chamber, measuring around 6 by 4 meters and less than 5 meters in height, features a barrel vaulted ceiling, an extensively used architectural element by Romans. Instead of the sarcophagus, a funerary urn held the ashes of Cestius. We can't unfortunately venture into the pyramid as it's open for the visitors only on certain days in month, and mea culpa, I haven't checked that beforehand. Both sides of the pyramid feature the same inscription commemorating the deceased. Gaius Cestius, son of Lucius of the Pobilia, member of the College of Epulones, praetor, tribune of the plebs, septemviri of the Epulones. One side, however, has two additional engravings. One describes details of the pyramid's construction. The work was completed in accordance with the will in 330 days by the decision of the heir Pontus Mela, son of Publius of the Claudia, and Pothus, freedman. Just west of the Pyramid of Cestius, another famous passage in the Aurelian walls, the Porta San Paolo or Porta Ostiensis, as it marked the beginning of the Via Ostiense connecting Rome with Ostia. The original two-arched entrance is covered by a single arched gate built in front of it in the 6th century. Although the gate belongs to the Aurelian walls, it was probably erected only in the 4th century by Maxentius, whereas the height of two towers was increased in the 5th century by Honorius. Even though the Pyramid of Cestius was an unusual funerary monument, it wasn't the only pyramid in Rome. Another pyramidal monument stood between the Mausoleum of Hadrian and the Vatican Hill. It was described as larger than the Pyramid of Cestius and of a greater beauty, covered with marble slabs, but its owner as well as the exact date of its construction is unknown. It's estimated, however, that it must have been built between the 1st century BC and the 1st century AD. Over time, the inscriptions on the Pyramid of Cestius faded and were covered by lavish vegetation. It was believed in the Middle Ages that the Vatican Pyramid was a tomb of Romulus and the one we've just seen of Remus, the mythical founders of Rome, hence the pyramid's other name, Meta Remi. Paradoxically, the incorporation of the Cestius pyramid into the Aurelian walls saved it from destruction, as the pyramidal monument in the Vatican was deteriorating and eventually was disassembled in the 16th century. Today we can walk on its remains. Its marble encasing was used to pave the stairs of St. Peter's Basilica.